Sounds perfectly muted. Everything's good. Okay, guys, it is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Pokemon sales data video. This video brought to you by White Claw because that's what I'm on, amongst the Lucy and the Sky with Diamonds. And my older folks will know what that means. Before we get started, look at this card. Look at, this is not a Pokemon card. This is a Joshua Ottawa. I bought a card from someone named Joshua Ottawa, and he had the decency to write in his card to me, the product that I bought, some Pokemon card, I don't remember which, and he's just like, hope you and your family are doing okay. And I was like, that is a class act. I'm living with some people now, and yeah, I guess they're my family, but look at the cute card. That is freaking adorable. All right, so anyway, moving into the data, we have a Blaine's Charizard, first edition PSA 8. So the 8 version is something that this is a record price point for. $567, and it is, I think up until this point we might have seen a raw copy go for this much, and an 8 I think go for 4, maybe 500, but it's definitely the record. Ever since I saw the $1,000 price point, I was waiting for this to happen. I don't think it has until today or yesterday when this happened. Nidoqueen from Jungle Set, first edition PSA 9, sold for $203. Electrode from that Jungle Set as well, first edition PSA 9, sold for $109. Flareon, first edition PSA 9 from the Jungle Set, is all Jungle Set, first edition PSA 9s, sold for $315. Jolteon, same thing, first edition PSA 9, sold for $397. I have to take a look at the pop report from PSA to see the 9s and the 10s associated with the evolutions, Jolteon, Vaporeon, and the Flareon. An $82 difference in general might not seem that much, but if they're both the same 9s and they're both evolutions, then there might be a reason. There might be a reason why. But either way, I think the 10s are probably a little undervalued. If I'm remembering correctly, I don't know if I am or not, if the Jolteon only sold for like $1,067, that 10 is severely undervalued. If it sold for $1,600, and I'm mistaking the zero, dyslexia, sold for $1,600, okay, that's fairly priced. If not, then again, the Jolteon, the evolutions, they all should be well over $1,000 for the first edition PSA 10s, even if they have over 100, 150 copies of them in the pop report. Even if it's over 150, even if it's 200. I'll put that right now as the cap. If it has 200 or more, maybe right now you might be able to snag it for like 1,000 or less. But anything less than that, if it has less than that in the pop report, it should be worth well over that, 1,200, 1,500, something like that. Kangaskhan, first edition PSA 9, sold for $210. Dark Blastoise, this finally we're getting out of the Jungle Set. Dark Blastoise, first edition PSA 9, sold for $335. That's not the record price point. That's around where the baseline is. It's very, very difficult to get a Dark Blastoise first edition PSA 9 for under $300. If you can, and you want it for your collection, you get it. It's a steal. After that, we had a Wigglytuff, first edition PSA 9, going back to Jungle Set again, from $130. I had a Lieutenant Surge's Pharaoh from Gym Heroes, first edition PSA 9, sold for $187. That one might be a little undervalued because the 10 I know sells for minimum 1,000, and it's probably right in there. Even at 1,200, still probably right in there. 5 to 8 times, but you could probably see Lieutenant Surge's Pharaoh should probably get about $250 now. My take minimum. We have Snorlax first edition PSA 9 from Jungle Set, sold for $394. I know this one didn't go over $2,000 yet. Maybe I'm wrong. Someone tell me. But that's just interesting. It's almost $400 for that Snorlax first edition PSA 9. Someone wants to look up the pop report for that, let me know. Kabutops from Fossil Set, first edition PSA 9, sold for $168. For Alligator, ooh, big boy. Neogenesis, first edition PSA 9, number 5. So this is the one that is harder to grade. This is rarer. You don't see as many of these as you do as number 4s. And for Alligator, Neogenesis, first edition PSA 9, number 5, sold for $500. It's a record price point for this one. I'm sure others have sold for $400, maybe $450. I think one of the last ones I bought, though, was the record. I think up until that point, it was like $384, $394. I saw it for under $400. Like, this is a steal. And honestly, like, right now, I'd say that PSA 10 is worth minimum $5,000. So even at 500, I think it's undervalued. For Alligator Neo Genesis First Edition PSA 9, with only 18 PSA 10 copies available, whatever the PSA 9 is, let's say it's 200 something. That it's so hard for me to say that I know 5 to 8 times the 10 sells 5 to 8 times with the, and at max 10 times, but at $500, that even if you have an exorbitant amount of 9s, it's still so hard for me to say 500 is a fair price. I think it should be $1,000 card. Again, that's if we have a large amount of 9s, which I don't know if we do. Dark Gengar from the Neo Destiny set, First Edition PSA 9, sold for $455. Record price point for that one. A lot of these 9s are getting $400 plus because it's catching up. If you see, let's say the box for a Neo Genesis, let's say $14,500, it's $400 a pack. So yeah, one of these, to grade them, to get the card, right? So to break the back, so buy a pack. Say you get a box, $14,500, and packs cost around 36 packs in there is about $400, give or take, $405, and then you want to make a profit because you don't want to just buy a box, open it up, not get any, and not take any. So if you're honest, if you get a box, you break it up, you don't weigh them, say like, guys, these are unweighed, I didn't weigh them, I'm not keeping any for myself. You sell the rest, and you don't want to just do that for free. You want to be able to make a profit. So if you sell them for, let's say, $450, I think would be fair. Make $50 per one, because he has to pay for shipping, he has to deal with everything, inflation and all that. So I think $450 would be fair. Paying $450 for one, and again, that's just Neo Genesis. I'm not talking about Neo Destiny where Dark Gengar is concerned. That's definitely even more. But Neo Genesis, we pay $400 or $500, $450 for a pack, and then you're able to finally take that pack. Let's say you get a PSA. Again, PSA 10 is very, very hard in Neo Genesis. It's almost impossible. But if you get a card and you get a holo out of that, and you get a 9, you send it out and grade it. That makes sense. The cost is there. So even if you're getting, one of the most valuable cards in the set, as far as a 9 is concerned, and you're able to grade that, and it comes back a 9, it's corrected, it is graded correctly, you're still getting that at cost for the most part, because you're paying what everyone else would have to with everything. So you're doing that without having to do all the work. You're just buying the graded card. So again, and that's for Neo Genesis and Neo Destiny. I definitely think their boxes are worth more because I don't think there's as many of them. If there is one that you can get for 14 grand, please let me know. Me and my friend Joe would definitely love to take you up on that. Outside of that, there's a Misty's Golduck First Edition. It was raw. This raw copy, it had the red dot on it like many do, and it had a little bit of edge wear, slightly off center. So I would have given it an 8 though. It still looked pretty good. It was, even though it was slightly off center, it was just slightly from left to right, and the red dot, a little bit of edge wear, but it sold for $60. If a 9, I think, should sell for, I think, $400. You could probably get one for $200. Then the 8 should realistically get $150 to $200 minimum. So the fact that he got this for $60, it is great, and the price will probably increase by the time he sends it off to PSA and it gets back to him. Espeon Gold Star PSA 9 sold for $2,000, and Gold Stars might not necessarily follow the same rules as First Edition WotC Holos do, but for the Gold Star PSA 9 to get $2 grand, and you have other Espeons and Umbreons listed as $10,000, then I don't think they're listed incorrectly. I don't think the person that has the PSA 10 and is asking for that amount of money, I don't think they're wrong if the 9 is selling for $2,000. Again, maybe Gold Stars behave differently. I don't know. At PWCC, there's a lot of Gold Stars that are up right now. Some of them are PSA 1. Some of them are PSA 1 right now. Espeon, Gold Star PSA 1. And the bid is like $220. And it has like 8 days left. It might not go past that. It might go $250, $270, maybe max $300. I don't think it, because at that point, just pay the extra. if you could afford like $300 for PSA 1, fork over the extra $100 to get a PSA 5. Extra couple $100 get a PSA 5. Because it's just going to be that worth it. Or even, there's 2 raw copies for the Espeon Gold Stars right now. One is, the most recent bid is $500, and another one's most recent bid is around $800. The PWCC one, no, I think they're both not PWCC, but they're, I'll cover it when the time comes, when they actually sell, and I finally get it, and maybe it'll be part of the live cast if it is PWCC. But we'll definitely have more data points at that point. And again, if you guys know anyone else that is doing it, link it in the comments so other people can see. Because I feel like I'm a professor in this career field, and nobody else, like there's other professors, like my friend Joe is like, all right, he has his PSA 9s from base set, and he has PSA 9s, whatever. But I'm like the only ones doing like this type of sales data. So if anyone else is, please link it in the comments. Let me know, because I want to befriend them and go over my data with them. Outside of that, we had a Ponyta from base set, first edition PSA 10, sell for $77. We had a Lugia, first edition PSA 9, a little bit of a retrace. Last 2 sold for about 2.2, 2.3K. This one sold for $1,700. Wasn't an auction. That's just happened to be what it sold for. And so now the 8s are kind of make sense. If the 9 retrace a little bit and suddenly it's not $2,000, $2,400 for one, and you get an 8 for $800, okay, that's a good price. And honestly, I think the only reason this is retracing right now is because there was a couple of them that are up for grabs. With PSA 10, once that PSA 10 sells, I feel like the 8s and 9s are going to go up, even from where they are, even from the 1.7 to $2,000. I think it's going to go up because it's going to be sell for that much. Dragonite first edition PSA 9 sold, and it was a British auction, so it's wasn't American. They had to pay $12 shipping for it, but sold for $2,489. Good for you, Dragonite from the fossil set. That is it, guys. I will talk to you later. I'm going to try to do a stock Tesla stock video later. Probably not going to happen, but we'll see. All right, for my Pokemon guys, I made this video first for you guys because I know I at least could to some extent. I hope this helped. Bye.